Two, check 1 2. We're about to get it in, and today we're going to learn exactly what you need to know about letting your hands go and why you're lacking power. But I'm not going to let you get caught up in being too technical. This is a conversation that we've had all throughout the entire week, and I'm not going to let you guys suffer from getting in your own way. Let me get set up here. What we want you guys to think about is what's happening when you actually are trying to throw your hands and you get caught up. And I try to tell you about doing mitts too much, because I'm going to give you the 5 reasons why your power is not subsiding and you don't feel strong when you throw the punch. And it's all because of this one thing. Now, if you give me 1 second, I got to turn on my light and I'm going to run down all 5 reasons, and you're going to fix these things. And I'm going to make sure that I give you something out of the playbook that you can use. And I want you to jump directly onto these exercises. And once you start doing them, you're going to find yourself in a much better place and you'll start feeling more comfortable. So give me about 3 seconds to go hit my light, because I don't have my remote control right here. And then I'm going to break down all 5 reasons and give you a solution to each reason. Okay, let's go. Let's get that power up. Don't sleep on the Jimmy. Okay, I'm back. So the number 1 reason is when you start boxing, the first thing that I try to always make it clear, if you want to have really good, strong punches and confidence in yourself, you got to remember you got to box with your feet, not with your hands. I always spoke to, you don't box with your hands, you box with your feet, but power is generated from how you set your opposition up. So there are a lot of different YouTube shorts that I have talking about Tank not knocking people out with his hands. He knocks people out with his feet. Now, we talk about how this looks. So if you set a guy up on an angle and then you hit him, he's less likely to be stable to catch the punch. So you're going to catch his chin suspended in the air, and it's much more likely that he's going to go out, what we call a blue flash. He won't know what's going on for at least 15 seconds. That's way too long. Blue flash, boom, it hits you. You're gone, you're dazed, and it takes a second to get back. That is if you don't get really clipped. So the first thing that takes part, and I want you to really understand this is real. And then we'll get into, just at the end of this, we're going to talk about Canelo. And I want you guys, Canelo Crawford, but how you go up against a guy that's taller and you use proper power. The proper power is important. So, number 1, you're overthinking and you're not flowing. So, when a guy holds up the mitts with somebody, he starts to, the first thing that I tell my fighters is learn how to shadow box. So what I do is, in my 6-week training camp guide, what I did was, let me pull it out so you guys can see it line for line. It basically, all right, we go through exactly what you do in every second of the round when you shadow box. So I call it the boxing playlist, because in the boxing playlist, you just follow what you do. So first I'll say, take a lateral step, look left, look right, pop the double jab, step to your left, pivot, look left, look right, go low, jab high, boom, pop. And it's your own science and it's continuous. And what that does is it breaks you from overthinking. And when you're not overthinking, man, you're an entirely different animal. So that's what's happening to your power at first. First, you got the trainer saying, give me a 2, 1, 3, 5, 7, block, slip, hold up, man. And then your brain gets into overthink mode. and no more are you flowing. You don't fight like that. So we wanted you guys to understand how not to be so technical. And if you're new to boxing and you're really trying to learn it the right way, we made sure that all of our guys, I have 126 members in my online membership. And then we have 5,000 people who just want to learn boxing in a way. And the reason why we do that is because you can't build a process all over the internet. But what you can do is you can follow something that's already designed. So number one, it makes sense. You're wasting too much time doing it that way. So we're going to make sure that you guys don't have that problem anymore. I want you to follow the same kind of process in boxing that my predecessor did me. Everything he did was out of a book. My first fight calling was a championship fight. It was for a WBF, and I was nervous. It was my first time doing it. But what I did know is everybody doesn't belong working in the corner. It's not for everybody because everything is split second and everything moves at warp speed, and the guys in the ring are super athletic. They look different when it's on the fight night. It's so everything speeds up. So everybody doesn't belong in the corner because that could end up fatal if you don't know what you're seeing. And it's really difficult to notice what you're seeing when you are not watching it on TV. It's easy to be sitting on your couch and seeing everything. It's one thing when you're at ankle height to these guys and it's moving at warp speed. So number one was you're overthinking your throwing, right? And if you're overthinking, you can't flow. So next thing you know, you'll be reserved, you're locked up and you're tight, and you're trying to hold these postures. And I want you guys to understand before I go to the second reason why you can't throw punches in the manner you want to and you feel like you should, is because technique is an uncomfortable space designed to help you in a situation in a fight, that it gives you a mechanic to use to get out of that situation. But it's not meant to be in that posture the whole time. How can you fight in an unnatural posture? That's why Roy Jones Jr. had so much more success. That's why Muhammad Ali has so much more success. Sugar Ray Leonard had so much more success. They weren't walking around technique focus. They were chin out. And then when they got in sticky situations, they used boxing technique because technique is designed to get you out of a situation, but not designed to fight that way the whole time. So therefore, I'm giving boxing a pushback because that's not how you fight. It's not natural. You overthink, and the next thing that happens is the sympathetic nervous system kicks in, and then you're dealing with neuroplasticity. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's when your brain is in fight or flight. It does not know whether to go left or right. And then what does it have the liberty to do? Freeze up. And then you're choking. Next thing you know, you're getting clipped and your legs are broken, falling on your face. And the neuroplasticity is the moment that the brain has to find something that's common and it has to grasp onto it. That's why I have to talk at the pace that I talk to you. I'm not sitting up here like some of these channels, not to, throw shade, but they're all in your face. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But they just want to keep your attention so you don't leave the channel. I don't care about that because that's not teaching boxing. I'm a professor. I teach the teachers, and the teachers teach the coaches, and the coaches teach the trainers, and the trainers teach the fighters. You get what I'm saying? So it matters that I don't buy into that. So if you don't want to sit on my feed because I'm actually teaching, then sayonara. But the fact of the matter is, I'm here for the students that really want to learn boxing. My channel is never going to be known for rah, rah, rah. I'm never going to do that. Do I get hype? Absolutely. But I'm not selling myself out. I have to teach boxing to the people who really want to learn it. So that's what technique will do for you. The next thing, the next reason why you have a hard time actually developing the ability to knock somebody out, because you really know you can hit hard, but you don't have that, you just can't put it together. And some of you guys, if you're writing comments, I'll be sure to have my director screenshot them. And if you could put your email address in that comment, and if I don't reach out to you here, which I can't, then we'll reach directly out and give you something for free for being on our stream. That's how we rock. We rock with our people. And I know if I give you something, you'll use it. So the second reason is you focus on precision, not intention. Does that seem familiar? Now you remember Roger Mayweather had Floyd so sharp, pop, 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 pop. And see what that is precision. And Floyd is just naturally that way. If you look at Floyd, he's naturally stiff. So that's his real body mechanic. But when you look at Zab Judah's not a stiff guy. Zab Judah was very, very roly poly with his movement, very, very rhythmic, and he's smooth and explosive. That wasn't Floyd. Floyd was very robotic and sharp. That's not everybody's natural ability, right? So you're trying so focused when the trainer tells you to hold up, man, turn the punch perfect, turn this shot. You got, no, you turn. And so what he's teaching you how to do is not to be able to fight. Does that make sense? Y'all give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Like your trainer's literally teaching you not to know how to fight. He's literally taking your fighting ability and putting it underwater. And if you're doing that, what's happening is you're getting more stiff. Give me a hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah, guys. If that made sense to you, if you felt like a trainer is putting his hands up and telling you to be so perfect with your punches that you actually lose the intention on your punches. So that's the key. That's why that's happening. You're losing the intention, and your intention is that thing that made you want to be a fighter, that thing that makes you want to learn to fight, that thing that makes working out so great when you're training and then you can actually start throwing punches in your workout. How many people like to box when they at the gym working out? If you just go to a fitness gym or if you at the crib doing a workout, how many people like to throw hands? Give me a hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah. If you like to throw hands when you are working out and that makes your workout easier, am I right or am I wrong? Give me a hell yeah. Yeah. Because see, that's what we want to do. We want to concentrate on getting to a place where we can pull that thing out in the way that we actually feel, and we can translate that into our boxing. When you can translate the way you feel into your boxing, then man, you start boxing, you're looking like Cassius Clay, you're looking like Sugar Ray Robinson, you're looking like freaking Ali in his prime. That's a big thing. So that's what we want to do. You want to be conscious of really being in the world of boxing in a manner that you feel that feeling that gets you motivated when it's a big fight night coming on, right? If you're a real boxing fan, you know how that feels, right? And so I'm gonna take this book that I'm reading out of, and I never done this before, but I'm gonna put it in my subscription here on the membership here on YouTube, because I believe that somebody will use it. And if you want to use that, it'll be there and it'll be videos there too. That's what we call the 52 weeks skills training guide. And that guide tells you what to do every single day. And now I'm going to read number 3. And number 3 is interesting when it comes down to why you can't get power on your punches and why do you feel mechanically off a lot of the time when you box, when you're moving your feet and trying to connect it to your hands. This is number 3 is going to be a doozy for you. But when you follow this kind of a guide, See, this is what made me never have to think about what I was going to do in the gym again. So no matter what I did, I had the fighters teach in class because it was just laid out so easy. This guy right here, you got all of your footwork drills. You know what to do every single day. Don't take that lightly, because a lot of times you go into the gym, you don't know what you're going to work on. And then if you're really doing it, you don't even realize how much you're missing. And my thing was to create this is not to just always have new drills, but it's to make the shit that you're doing now better, because you're not really getting the most out of the drill that you're doing. So it helps you refine the drill. So the skill that you're developing, that you can actually reach the full potential of developing that skill. That's why this is great, because it's repetitive with the days of the week and you constantly just improve. By the time you get to week 3, you're an entirely different fighter. Like you just totally look different. And when I say 3 weeks, I really am being generous. Really like 3 days, because you're learning how to hardwire muscle memory, right? And hotwire your neuro, because this teaches you how to spar the right way too. So now number 3, in the manner in which throwing punches in a way that you can feel comfortable doing it. Whop, whop, whop. Like when you hitting, it's because your rhythm is killing your momentum. You get what I mean? Like when you're overthinking and then you're focusing on precision, it's almost like trying to box with a plate in one hand and trying to punch with the other. You got to be steady. You're trying to be precise, and your rhythm that you've developed, it kills your momentum. But go look at Sugar Ray Leonard. Go look at Sugar Ray Leonard's fight when he fought marvelous Marvin Hagler. Just look at that beauty. He had momentum, he had intention, and he had his punches flowing. When he fought Hearns, the most dangerous man in that division, damn Triple G, man, Hitman Hearns was detaching cats' retinas, and Sugar Ray Leonard diced him up and knocked him out the ring. That's when you are flowing. You got intention on it and you got momentum. That's why you have trouble developing yourself when you box. And when you're over 50 like me, you got to learn. A guy asked me yesterday, I'm 50, almost 60 years old. Is that too old for me to box, man? It's if you start boxing at 70, you're going to lose 20 years. You're going to gain 20 years on your sharpness. So it doesn't matter when you start boxing, you're working with your motor skill. You're working with the hippocampus. You're working in a place that your brain is going to revive itself 30 years, man. So heck yeah. If you almost 65, 60, you're going to be 30 again. If you 28, you're going to be like 8 when it comes down to how much energy and laser sharpness you got. So always remember boxing. Now, number 4 is a doozy. And just so you know, this thing is in the $99 subscription. It's going in there like today. And the videos will be in there too. So it's like I said, it's 52 weeks. So, that thing's worth 10, at least 10K. If a gym buys that, that's 10K per year that they have to do that. You guys can get in there for 99 bucks. And like I said, the only reason I'm doing it is because my focus is to make sure that everybody gets to learn boxing. Someone like me, I've been in over 45 championship training camps. I've Since 2016, we've won over 300 fights, 320 with 19 losses. That's a 94.4% win ratio. Just for those of you who are new to the channel, you don't know what we do. I have a coaching program. And since 2016, that's 9 years ago, we're at 94.94% winning ratio in boxing. And that's around the world. I'm helping so many people, right? You know what that means? If you're in my school, you win. That's kind of it. You know what I mean? We got so many golden gloves and so many national tournaments, so many. And like I said, I have so many people transition into the pros. And if you ever thought about helping somebody transition and go to the pro level, then it's important that you understand you need the periodic table of boxing, 52 weeks of how to train this way. And then there's a training camp that teaches you how to do it. Now, let's get back to the topic at hand for those of you who are watching. Now you overtrain. Number 4 is you overtrain the wrong mechanics. All right. Like I said, you're trying to punch the right hand straight. Get mad at somebody, right? Just act like I want you guys to do this with me. Get mad, get pissed off. All right. Just get some big gloves with one of your buddies, get some 20-ounce gloves and get mad. Let them throw some, knock your ice cream cone out of your hand. I don't care what he do. Get so mad and tell me how perfect your right hand is. Perfect. See if you throw punches like that when you mad. You see what's going on is your mechanics are not natural. So you're overtraining them in a way that it does not work for you, right? And that's why when boxers box, you see so many guys who have a lot more potential not win. Like when Devin fought Ryan Garcia, everybody thought that Devin was going to blow Ryan out. But Ryan came in there to fight. Devin came in there to box. How well did that turn out? Right? So that's what happens when you train the mechanics so perfect that it looks great, but that's not fighting. Okay? That's not fighting. And that's why Canelo versus Crawford is going to be so great because both of those guys know how to fight. They are prize fighters. They throw punches in like however they need to. Sometimes it's in bunches and sometimes it's just hard. Sometimes it's slick. Sometimes it's looping and quick. And sometimes it's just where it needs to be, how it needs to be, and how many times it needs to be it. That's why we need more people learning how to fight the right way. You got to be squared up. You got to put one arm down. You got to stick your chin out. If you want to be a fighter, you need to know how to fight. And that's what's going on. We're trying to get too many people trying to be perfect fighters. And there's no such thing as a perfect fighter. Not even if you got a robot trying to fight. You got an AI clone that's going to fight for you. When somebody hits you in the liver, nah, I don't think so. So learn how to fight the right way, train your brain, use it for motor skills, build your self confidence. And then we're going to talk about number 5. See, when you're doing all of those things, before you ever walked into a session for boxing training, there's the way you felt, right? You just had it. You had the advantage because you didn't know how to box. You thought how you street fought was how you would box when you got to the gym. But here this guy is doing all of these different mechanical drills to you, and you're thinking, man, I suck, because you do. Because boxing that you do at the gym is a sport. It's not like you fight in the streets. But here goes the doozy. That's exactly how you fight. But when you're learning the technique is what's supposed to rescue you from situations, but it's not how you stay in the fight. You have to feel comfortable when you're bumping heads with somebody trying to take off your brain. You got to know how to move left to right, period. You got to know how to fight when you square it up. You got to know how to swing your punches with intention. You got to learn how to flow, cadence. You got to understand how to do things wrong and do things when it's right. but it's all about timing. And those are the 5 reasons you forgot how to let go. Is number 5, because you've been boxed up and your style is really trapped. And that's what causes you to never get to where you need to get to. Now, today, it's just gone up. So go to the front page and look at the video where we're talking about hardwiring the body, the nervous system. Y'all check out some videos because we're putting out some really, really smoking hot stuff for y'all, covering some fight stuff. But I want you guys to understand that I want you to test yourself and learn unconventional styles of boxing, which is your real natural ability to fight. You go out there and you check that out. And when you start feeling natural, you can start getting it. So I'm going to start doing some live streams here for my membership portal. The $99 membership portal will have the 52 weeks training guides in it and the training videos. And then I'll do live streams teaching you guys mechanics and actually how to use boxing as a workout. I know there are people on the internet that want to learn, so I'm going to teach you. So if you would like for me to be your coach, we have a membership. And starting this week, we will start doing some real physical training, stuff that you can do on the fly, and then you'll have the 52 manual. Let me know if that's a good idea. Is that a good idea to do that, to start the training here? Or are you guys kind of like not into boxing? Let me know by giving me a thumbs up in the comment boxes. Give me a thumbs up if having the boxing training here will help you out. If that does, I don't see anybody. Okay, I see some likes. That's right. You got to let me know, man, because I don't know what's popping. You got to let me know. I've been on YouTube for a long time, but I haven't had the real liberty to really connect and find out you guys' names and really connect with my chat. So, like I said, we're going to start off Monday doing some real cool stuff. We got the membership portal. Everybody got to learn that it's okay to learn how to box no matter what age you are. And I'm here for you. So we're going to rock like that. Go check out the new content that's up, the new stuff. We want you guys to comment. Let me know that you were on the live stream. Get what I'm saying? Just let me know by typing live stream when you're there. Enjoy it. I'm about to slide out. Be blessed at Godspeed. Coach Bradley in the building, signing out from South Florida, where the sun is always shining and the water's always gleaming. And I'm always throwing them heats. Boom, boom, boom.